How can you significantly transform your yoga practice in just 2 weeks? I'm gonna make you better. The average person does 3 times a week. Now, I'm assuming you're above average. If you're watching this video, I'm assuming you're investing in your future. You're investing in how you can improve your yoga practice, so I'm assuming you're above average. You gotta stop doing 3 times a week or every other day. It just doesn't work. You're always in catch-up.
I thought that was really good.
Nope. In my studio in Fort Lauderdale, every January, we would do this 5-day-a-week challenge. 5 days a week for 2 months, transform your life. But here's the interesting thing. People would do 3 times a week, maybe 2 times a week. They would do the challenge. After 2 weeks, they would see such a significant difference in their practice. They would improve more in the first 2 weeks than they did in the previous 6 months.
That's amazing.
But I want you to go above and beyond 5 times a week. I want you to try 6 times a week. Now, I'm not a proponent of doing 7 times a week. I think 7 times a week, you got to give your body a chance to recover. Doing 7 times a week, I believe, is too much for the body. Do 2 times a day if you want to get in 7 days a week practice. And I said this many times in my previous videos. We would do 4 classes a day. And what I need you to do right now is hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you're enjoying this video. If you want to see all the videos about hot yoga, how you can improve as a student, as a teacher, taking it to the next level, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We were just trying to keep up with Bikram's standard. Bikram would say he would do 18 hours a day. And of course, Bikram was notorious for exaggerating pretty much everything. On his 50th birthday party in Beverly Hills on the 2nd floor of Wilshire Boulevard, they had this wonderful party for Bikram. It was his 50th anniversary. I was asked to be one of the speakers at the birthday party. Martin Sheen was a speaker. Emmy Cleaves, who was the matriarch of hot yoga, was a speaker. And I was a speaker. And they said it was a roast. If you're not familiar with what a roast is when you make fun of somebody, because you're roasting them.
Now I get it!
Get it? So anyway, what I said was, if you're new to Bikram yoga, one of the things you have to understand is that Bikram always exaggerates. If he says 1,000,000, it's probably 10. If he says 100,000, it may be 1. Take all the zeros off of his number pretty much and you'll know what he's talking about. Now afterwards, Bikram came up to me and he said, boss, he calls everybody boss. Boss, people were very upset because you were making fun of me. I said, but it was a roast. And he says, I know, we had a roast pig in the kitchen. He didn't understand what a roast was. I was making fun of him. So he said 18 hours a day, maybe it was 8. I'll give him 8 hours a day. 18's like ridiculous. Maybe he did it once, who knows, but not on a consistent basis. This is ridiculous. We were just trying to keep up with the bar that Bikram set, so we did 4 classes a day, which was insane. Now, I'm not saying you should do 4 classes a day because it's too much, but on Saturdays, we would do 2 classes a day, and that was like our day off. So doing 2 classes a day may be in your reality, and if you do them, spread them out. Do 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. I'm talking about this first 2-week period. We want to accelerate your practice, get you to that next level. 6 times a week. On occasion, you may want to do 2 times a day, and that's going to accelerate your growth. You're going to see such a significant difference when you accelerate the consistency. Here's number 2. Let's stay tuned for number 3, because number 3 is the most important. Number 2, put forth your best effort. You don't want to just come in and pace yourself. Now, I know sometimes the yoga room can be very hot. We're doing hot yoga. You do want to pace yourself, but at the same time, as you start to get more into the practice, when you start having that mind-body connection, you can start putting forth your best effort. So here's the key. Here's how you can do that. Less in the beginning. Here's the mantra. Less in the beginning, more at the end. You gotta start out easy. You don't want to go gangbusters in the first part of the pose, or you're gonna burn out. You're not gonna be able to hold the position that long when you're at that maximum level. You want to slowly increase your energy level. So at the end of the pose, your maximum position.
That makes total sense.
At the end of the pose, your full energy, which is then gonna bring you to your full expression. Now, I mentioned before about Emmy Cleaves, who was also one of my teachers, just passed away recently. Once again, she was the matriarch of hot yoga. The hot yoga world will definitely miss Emmy Cleaves, and me as well. But she would wait until I was just about to finish my pose, and then she would get on me. Pull your hip back. Lift your hamstring, get your shoulders back, bring your head down, whatever the cue was. Then she'd start on me when I was pretty much fatigued, because when your body's fatigued, that's when it's going to go to its full level. In the beginning of the pose, your body's going to be strong. It's going to be tight. It's going to be resistant. And if you push too hard, you're going to hurt yourself. That's when you pull muscles. Take your time. Ease your way into the pose. And at the end, you go for that full maximum energy. And that's where you're going to see major results.
That
is strength, boy.
Putting forth your best effort properly, less in the beginning, more at the end. And that brings us to number 3, and this is definitely by far the most important. You got to make sure you're doing it on a consistent basis. You're putting forth your best effort. You're in the right position. You're in the proper alignment. So hopefully you have a really good teacher, a senior teacher in your community that you can go to, guide you, to correct you, to put you online. I always say one of my favorite metaphors, your practice is like the toy train. You got to get the locomotive right on the track in the beginning. You got to line up those wheels perfectly. And if you don't line up those wheels perfectly, it's just going to spin its wheels. But as soon as you can get those wheels on the railing, it takes off. So in the proper alignment, which is absolutely key, you're going to see a maximum result in your practice. You're going to see yourself shooting to the next level. If you don't have a hot yoga studio close to your house, or you're not really confident about the teacher that's in that studio, I can be your teacher and I can be your coach in the Hot Yoga On Demand membership. I put links in the description below. We have over 500 classes, and if you're looking to be a hot yoga teacher, 200-hour or 500-hour, we have the on-demand hot yoga online teacher training programs. You send videos of yourself to me. I can then evaluate your practice, evaluate your teaching, and take you to the next level. So this is a proven formula. Consistency. Doing your practice on a daily basis, 6 times a week is ideal. 5 is great. Then you can add 2 a days, and that's going to really accelerate your practice. You're going to see significant growth, more so in the first 2 weeks than you had in the first 6 months. In fact, you're going to see a significant difference in the first week, which is then going to validate you and encourage you to go to the next week. And then from there, you're going to build from there, and then you're going to keep it going. So I did 4 times a day for years, which is, again, insane. Do 1 good, strong practice a day, you're going to see the growth. You're going to see the acceleration. And here's the add-on to step 2. Don't give up. Try not to give up before the posture is over. We never gave up before the posture is over. If you have to sit down and take a child pose, you're starting to feel dizzy, of course. But if you're at your full peak, do not give up early. Put forth your best effort. You're going to take off into this extraordinary experience of hot yoga, improve your practice significantly, and let me be your guide. So that's our episode for today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Jimmy Barkan. I've been practicing and teaching yoga for over 40 years. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye, everyone.